God called Abram to leave his homeland and promised to make him the father of many nations. Yet as the years passed, Abram and Sarai had no child. In their longing for an heir, Sarai offered her maidservant Hagar to Abram. So after Abram had been living in Canaan 10 years, Sarai took her Egyptian servant Hagar and gave her to her husband to be his wife. He slept with Hagar and she conceived. Genesis 16:3-4. Hagar, now pregnant, looked down on Sarai, which led to tension. Sarai mistreated her and Hagar fled into the wilderness. There the angel of the Lord met her near a spring. "You are pregnant and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, for the Lord has heard of your misery. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone and everyone's hand against him, and he will live in hostility toward all his brothers." Genesis 16:11-12. Comforted, Hagar returned and bore a son. Abram named him Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bore him Ishmael. Genesis 16:16. The covenant with Abraham. Years later, when Abram was 99, the Lord appeared again and renewed his covenant. "As for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will surely bless him. I will make him fruitful and will greatly increase his numbers. He will be the father of 12 rulers, and I will make him into a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you." Genesis 17:20-21. God reassured Abraham that although the covenant promise would pass through Isaac, he would not forget Ishmael. The banishing of Ishmael. In time, Sarah gave birth to Isaac, the child of promise. When Isaac was weaned, Abraham held a great feast. But Sarah noticed Ishmael mocking, and she demanded, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son, for that woman's son will never share in the inheritance with my son Isaac." Genesis 21:10. This distressed Abraham, but God instructed him, "Do not be so distressed about the boy and your slave woman. Listen to whatever Sarah tells you. I will make the son of the slave into a nation also, because he is your offspring." Genesis 21:12-13. So Abraham gave Hagar and Ishmael provisions and sent them into the wilderness. When the water ran out, Hagar placed her son under a bush and wept, believing he would die. But God heard Ishmael's cry. "Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying as he lies there. Lift the boy up and take him by the hand, for I will make him into a great nation." Genesis 21:17-18. God opened her eyes and she saw a well of water. Ishmael grew up in the wilderness of Paran and became an archer. His mother found him an Egyptian wife. Ishmael's legacy. Later, the Bible records, "These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, 12 rulers according to their tribes." Genesis 25:12-16. Thus God's promise was fulfilled. Ishmael became the father of a great people. He lived 137 years and died, and his descendants settled across the region from Havilah to Shur near Egypt. They lived in hostility toward all the tribes related to them. Genesis 25:18. Reflection. The story of Ishmael is both sorrowful and hopeful. Though not the child of promise through whom the covenant would come, God deeply cared for Ishmael, sustained him, and blessed him with descendants. His life speaks of God's attentiveness to the rejected and afflicted, and of his power to raise nations through those whom others cast aside.